What's going on, guys? My name is OJM, and today we are going to be turning this rock crawler that cost me £20 into a hobby grade RC car. Now, I have been waiting for this car for almost a week and waiting for the parts on it. Now, I've got all the parts. Let's get right into this video. First of all, I'm going to move this device because this is getting in the way. Okay, so first things first. Well, I'm going to try it out just normally how it usually would. So I'll grab my screwdriver here. I'll undo this. Okay. Okay, so turn it on. Okay, then I'll just get the controller. Alright guys, so it works. Let's just test this out. So, let me see here. Okay, here's the car. Bunny, meep meep. Let's see how this goes. Not too well actually, but okay, so it does okay. But now we're gonna just get into actually making it a hobby grade. Alright guys, so I'm just gonna turn this off. I'm gonna take the battery out of it. These batteries always come in handy actually. Because they're not actually too much high voltage, so you can put them on in pretty much anything. It's a NiCad battery, so not too bad. We have these shock absorbers I'm going to be putting on it. So yeah, let's get into this video, I guess. So basically, first things first. I've said that about 10 times already. Okay, so I've got to figure out. Here it is. Just take off the body shell, and then we can have a look at the electrics. So I'm just going to speed this up. Okay, so we have got the electrics, as you can see, and not much actually goes on in this car. So this should be quite an easy project. So I'm going to take off the servo here, so that way I'm going to swap it out for one of these servos. Because these servos, they're small, but they're quite powerful, and also it just gives it a lot more room. So how I do this, pretty sure I just I'll just take this off here like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's speed this up. Alright guys, so we've got all the electrics out. As you can see, not really much. My plan is to get these wires which lead to the motor, and I'm going to strip them. I'm going to put the black wire together and the red wire together, and then put it on my ESC, and well, it should work, because I don't think the ESC will pick it up as two motors. I think it'll just pick it up as all in one. But I mean, we'll soon find out. I can't take the switch out without taking all this off, and I'm not too sure I want to do that because I don't want to break it. But yeah, so all in all, got in pretty well. I'm just about to put the shocks on, because the shocks are going to be pretty easy to do, and also I'll just get those out the way. But yeah, so that's one done. Just take off the wheel first. Okay, so I've got the new shocks on it. They're quite stiff for it, but I don't think it should matter, because I'm going to have a big 3300 mAh battery on it, which should actually give it a bit more weight and give it a bit more, I don't know, traction and stuff. So basically, I had a bit of trouble. Some of the plastic broke, split where the screws are supposed to go, which isn't a problem. I picked up some Gorilla Glue when I went to my local shop, and yeah, so now I'm going to actually get to the good stuff and the electrics. So I might solder, I'm not too sure, I don't really feel like soldering today, but if I do, then I will. But if I just clip these wires, okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So now, if I do this, just tie them together like that. Then after I think I am just going to solder them, it'd be a lot easier, a lot quicker. So I'll just put some insulation tape. Okay, so if I grab my solder, this, I'll plug it in, like so, put it there. Yeah, so as you can see, this is it's not as mucky as it was, but if you do get these very mucky, it won't work as well and it won't solder. I'll just grab my soldering wire, which is here, and I'll probably just cut these down a little bit more, just so it has a bit more, something a bit more to grab on to. This. Okay, so this heats up quite quick. Yeah, so we'll just wait. Now if I grab my soldering wire, there we go. I don't breathe the smoke that comes off the soldering iron or the solder, because it's very toxic, and yeah, it's not that good for you. Okay, so I have two choices here. I can clip these off and just solder it straight to it, or I can just grab connectors and then put them on so I can take this on and off, which I'm going to do, because if I don't do that, and I just hope, I don't think I have any, so I'll have to do it. Oh well. Yeah, if I don't do that, I won't be able to take it off, but I don't have any connectors, so I'm just going to have to clip it and do it that way. I'll just take those off so I get more wire than I can actually. There we go. So once you've got that, these sort of wires are quite easy to strip the wires yourself, just with your fingers, but you know, it's sometimes it's just easier just to grab one of those things. Okay, so now I'm going to tin this wire, which shouldn't be too hard, and yeah, so let's do this. Clean the wire up a little bit. There we go. I'll do the other wire, but I'll just time lapse it. Okay, so if I just grab this tape here, and then I'll just wrap it round, just to prevent shorts, so it doesn't actually, you know, like shorts, like so it doesn't short circuit. That way the car will run. Oh, yeah. Okay. So now I've done that, I'll wrap it in this one. Then I'll just snap this off. I can't bother cutting it off. There we go. Okay, now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to test it just to make sure that this is working. Okay, so it's made a sound. Okay, it works. Okay, so I'm quite happy about that. Might go faster backwards than it does. There, I'll do it. That's just because I unplugged. I turned off the controller. Okay, so that works, which is good. Now I'm just going to put the servo on, which should be fairly simple, I should think. But before I do put the servo on, I've got to unplug my soldering iron. Okay guys, so I've got the servo. It's not mounted just yet, but that's where it's going to be. I'm just going to turn the servo on just now. Only reason I am turning on the servo is just so it actually senses the servo, so that way I can position it. Now it's on, I can put it on, and I can't wait to do this. Yeah, it's all gone gone well so far, and yeah, I had a bit of trouble with the screw where the screws go in on the shock towers, but I just melted those across with the soldering iron because the Gorilla Glue was gonna take way too long to dry. You need to leave it overnight, but yeah, so far so good, guys. Okay guys, so this is all sorted, just putting it all back together and then we will go and test it. Okay guys, so I've got pretty damn far with this, and as I was just about to I was putting it back together, and basically I cut myself with this bit of plastic, and I've lost a bit of plastic. Alright guys, so here's the car. Now as you can see, it looks a little bit different to when I left it. I put the stock shocks on it. Reason being is that the old the shock absorbers, the new ones, they were just too stiff, and they were just a bit it wasn't working properly. So I decided to put the old shocks on, and I put the new shocks on without the spring. Now this just makes it a whole lot nicer. This side I've got to do a bit of work on because it's a bit loose, but yeah, it works very nicely. I have a bit of a issue. If anyone's watching up until this point, guys on Facebook with the axial cars and stuff, I need a bit of help. Now, this is what happens whenever, well, it works fine. And, oh, I put a skid plate on it as well. But it won't turn properly, I'll show you. Okay guys, so here it is. So what will happen is it will turn fine left. It will turn fine left, as you can see. But when it goes to turn right, it doesn't really like to turn that much, as you can see. Now, I have had a look time and time again, but I can't seem to find anything. So, the one thing I did find... Oh, actually, no, I didn't, actually. I thought it was hitting the shock absorbers, and it's not. And I'm not too sure. I've moved the servo different places, and it's not working. But yeah, but so far so good, guys. It does work quite well, rock crawling, and yeah. So basically, the difference I made to it because what happened was time just kept on, ran away with itself, and I had dinner and that, and then I done a bit more to it, and my phone ran out of battery. But yeah, I put a skid plate on it, a thin piece of steel. I put the battery in a different place, and yeah. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you did like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and I shall see you in my next video. Peace out.